All right. Pains or injuries before we start. Good. Okay. Good. All right. All right. All right. Good day. My name is Stephen Chang, coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through yourbid.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10 and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information on the bottom of the video as well as my website, simhayoga.com. Today's class is open flow, level 1, level 2. If your hips or your lower back are tight, please elevate and sit up on some blocks or some blankets, and that will make you give you a more lengthy spine with more open hips. All right, lift the palms face up. Fingers come to Jnana Mudra. Thumb and index fingers touching. Ground evenly through your seat. Elongate through your spine and let your inhales even out with your exhales. Three ohms together. Inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer on front the heart, pressing your thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart, chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga, call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarvavashtan, Sarvavashtan, Gatopiwa, Gatopiwa, Yaha Smarit, Yaha Smarit, Pundrikaksham, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Sapahya, Bihyendraha, Bihyendraha, Suchihi, Suchihi. Beginning to open the eyes and let the palms face up again. Fingers come back to Jnana Mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Elongate through the left side of the neck. Chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand to right side. It's Roland, right? Roland. Rolando. Stephen, nice to meet you. Chin toward the left shoulder. That's okay. Release back to center. Drop the left hand. Chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side. Roll it back. Opposite side, roll the center. Take a few more rounds at your own pace. And chin back toward the chest and pause. And then take in the opposite direction. And chin back toward the chest. Lifting the chin parallel to the floor, neutral spine. Rolando, any pains or injuries I should know about? Okay, good. All right, legs forward. Separating your feet, hands to either side of you for support, and turn your toes toward each other, and then roll them out. Draw in, roll out, draw in, outer rotation, circling. Come back to center, switch them around, inner rotations. And come back to center again. Cross your shins, but take the opposite crossing of the legs. Raise the arms up high and extend. Exhale, twist to the right. Back to center, arms up. Twist to your left. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take it back up, other side. Back up again, legs forward. Forward fold, grabbing your feet, ankles, or your shins. Take it back up. Bend your knees, separate your feet about hips width, grab the front of the shins. Roll back, rounding of the spine. Inhale, lift your chest and broaden, gently looking up. Let's do that 3 times. Exhale, roll it back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, lift. Grab the back of the legs, shift back toward the sacrum. Raise your legs, your shins about parallel to floor. Now keep your feet slightly separated about hips width and flex your feet so you're engaging your legs. Once you're steady, arms out to either side. Good. We're going to isolate the movement of the legs. First with your right leg. Extend and bend. Extend and bend. Just so the right leg. Extend and bend. Raise your right leg to parallel. Then extend your left and bend. Extend and bend. Extend and bend. Soles of feet together, knees apart. Grab the ankles. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Right, soles of feet together, knees apart. Rolando. Yeah. Good. And take it back up. Swing the legs back behind you. Down dog. And start to pedal out the legs. Walk it out side to side. All right, take it back to stillness in your down dog. Raise your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Right knee in toward the nose, around the spine. Kick your right leg up, open up the hips and bend the right knee, stacking up the hips. Right knee's reaching up, left heel's reaching down toward the floor. Raise your right leg back up, stepping your right foot forward between your hands, left heel comes down, warrior 1. Arms up high to extend. On the inhale, lengthen front leg, reach up higher. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. 3 times. Lengthen and reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Keep the arms reaching up. Bend the front knee as your warrior 1. Wrap the hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Broaden your shoulders, gently looking up. Bow forward, devotional warrior. Crown of the head to the inside of the foot. Rise up, warrior 1, arms up and extend. Open it up, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Side angle, right arm to top of the right leg to modify, or if you can touch down easily, right hand to the floor, left arm reaching up. Inhale, take it back up, reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, right foot, stepping back plank. Lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the hands alongside the rib cage. 3 progressive cobras, coming up a little higher every time. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. So your belly and your lower ribs stay on the floor. Exhale, lower almost all the way down so you're still hovering. Inhale, lift up a little higher. Belly, lower ribs away from the floor. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. If you have full extension of your arms for cobra, you can take it. Otherwise, keep your elbows bending if your back bend is not so deep. All the way down. Child's pose. Feet toward the heels and fold. Down dog. Lift back up. Inhale, left heel up. Left knee in toward the nose and round the spine. Kick up, open up the hips and bend the left knee. Re-extend the left leg, step it forward, warrior one. Back heel comes down, arms up high to extend. On the inhale, lengthen front leg, reach up higher. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Keep the torso vertical. Lift up, bend the front knee, arms alongside. Inhale, lift up, keep the arms extending. Bend the front knee as your warrior one. Wrap the hands back behind you, interlace with the opposite thumb on top. Lift the gaze up. Bow forward, devotional warrior. Take it back up, warrior one, arms up high. On the exhale, open it up for warrior two. Reverse warrior, left arm up and back. Side angle, left arm to the top of the left leg. So Rolando, bend the front knee. Other hand to the floor, right arm up. Inhale, take it back up, reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, left foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath, exhale all the way down to the belly. Again, 3 progressive cobras, hands alongside the rib cage. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher if you have full extension of your arms for cobra. All the way down, child's pose, seat toward the heels and fold, stretching your lower back. Come back up, down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose. Kick up, open up the hips, bend the right knee this time. Right knee to the outside of the right arm in touch, still hovering. Kick back up. Stepping your right foot forward, warrior one. Left hand catching your right wrist, pull up. Notice your left palm is facing up. Pull up, extend, side bend to your left. Take it back up, switch hands. Right hand pulling against your left wrist, side bend to the right. Back to center, hands together in prayer, interlace your fingers and press your palms forward. On the inhale, lengthen front leg, reach up high. Bend the front knee, press forward and twist to the right 3 times. Square center, lengthen and reach up. Bend, press forward and twist right. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward and twist. Stay twisting. Right hand behind you, half bind. Left arm, outer right knee and twist. Now if this is a little bit deep for you, elbow to the knee is too deep, you can take the hand to the outer right leg and twist here in a higher position. Inhale all the way up and around, warrior two. Triangle pose, lengthen out the right leg, right hand to the top of the shin, or if you can touch down easily, right hand to the floor, left arm up. Take it back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot, stepping back, plank. This time we'll take a full push-up. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. So Vivian, if the push-ups are a little bit too much for your wrist, you can just take the knees down, and that will give you an easier weight bearing for your wrist, okay? So I don't want you to injure your wrist even more, okay? All right, left leg up, 3-legged dog. Left knee in toward the nose and round spine. Kick up, open up the hips and bend the left knee. Left knee to the outside of the left arm and touch. Kick back up. Stepping your left foot forward. Warrior one. Once you set up your warrior one, right hand to catch your left wrist, extend, side bend to the right. Back to center, switch hands, extend, side bend to your left. Back to center, hands together in prayer, interlace your fingers with the other thumb on top and press your palms forward. Lengthen front leg, reach up high. Bend the front knee, press forward and twist left 3 times. Square center, lengthen and reach up. Bend, press and twist. Square center, lengthen and reach up. Bend, press forward and twist. Stay twisting. Left hand behind, you have bind. Right arm, outer left leg for your twisted side angle. All the way up and around, warrior 2. Lengthen out the left leg, triangle pose. Left hand to top of the shin or to the floor, right arm up. Take it back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, left foot back, plank. Inhale, 1 breath. Exhale, push up. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down. Inhale, right heel up. Right knee in towards the nose. Kick up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. Right knee outside of the right arm in touch. Kick it back up. This time, knee comes into twist and touch a left arm, other arm. Kick it back up. Stepping your right foot forward. Warrior 1. Reach your hands forward. Right hand to your left shoulder. Left hand to your right elbow and gently pulling here so the outer right shoulder gets a nice stretch. So pull that way, Susan. Yes. Then reach your right hand forward, up and back, and with your left hand, pull back in space for a back bend. Take it up to vertical, side bend to your left. All right, so all these different ways of stretching the sides and the shoulders. Coming back up, warrior 1. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. You ended up switching legs, Susan, the other leg. Reverse warrior. Extended side angles. Again, elbow to the top of the knee or the hand to the floor, and then left palm face down and reach forward to the front of the room. Take it back up, reverse. Lengthen out the right leg, extended triangle. Right hand to top of the shin or to the floor. Left palm face down, reach forward. Divya, left arm forward. Chloe, left arm forward. Take it back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back, plank. Bend the knees to your floor. Lift the feet. We're going to do 3 push-ups here. Bend the elbows. Press back up. Bend the elbows. Press back up. Bend the elbows. Press back up. Child's pose. Down dog. Left leg up. Left knee in towards the nose. Kick up, open up the hips, bend the left knee. Left knee outside of the left arm and touch. Kick it back up. Knee comes into twist, touch your right arm. Kick it back up. Stepping your left foot forward, warrior 1. Reach the arms forward. Left hand to your right shoulder. Right hand to your left elbow. Pull to the right so you're stretching your left shoulder. Reach your left hand forward, up and back, and pull it back in space for the back bend. Up to vertical and side bend to the right. Take it back up to vertical, release, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Reverse warrior, left arm up and back. Extended side angle. Elbow to top of the knee or the hand to the floor and the right palm face down. Reach forward. Take it back up, reverse. Lengthen out the left leg. Extended triangle. Hand to top of the shin or to the floor and the right palm face down. Reach forward. Take it back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to your floor. Left foot back plank. Now you have a choice. Come back to the knees for 3 push-ups or 3 regular push-ups here. When you're ready, inhale 1 breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Back to plank. Chaturanga. Back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walk your feet forward toward your hands. Separate your feet about match width. Heels are drawn in, toes apart. Yogic squat. Draw the seat toward the heels, toward the floor the best you can. Now, if you're not able to come all the way down, you're elevated like this. Keep your hands supporting if this is your level of flexibility. Also, if your feet are too close and you don't have a lot of flexibility, it might be difficult for you to draw the seat down. So the trick is walk your feet out wider, turning your toes out. You might be able to get a better yogic squat if that's the case. Good. Rolando, keep your hands supporting. Yeah, I want you to stay stable. Okay, best you can. If you're able to draw, are you able to draw all the way down? You're not? Okay, you can keep your heels off like this. It's fine. Best you can. Good. Okay. Just need trial and error, right? Good. 2 more breaths. All right, let the hands come down. Shift the weight to your left foot. Extend the right leg out. Now keep your hands supporting here, right? And again, if your heel is off the floor, keep your hands supporting. But if your heel is on the floor and you can balance and you can free up your hands, hands can go together in prayer in front of the heart. So turn to you this time. All right, so either keep your hands on the floor if your heel is off the floor. If your heel is on the floor and you can free up your hands, hands can go together in prayer. All right, so you can lean the torso forward a little bit. Yeah, that's right. Good. Just stay there. So all this is hip opening, hamstrings, inner thigh stretch, right? If you're freeing up your hands, even more so. If your hands are on the floor and you're on your toes, now you're adding also a toe stretch. So there's a lot of stuff happening here. All right, hands back to the floor, step the right foot back in. Once you stabilize, then you can shift to take the other leg out. All right, so again, if you're on your toes, keep your hands supporting on the floor, torso leans forward at a slight angle. If you can free up your hands, hands together in prayer. Chloe, rotate the left toes up toward the sky. There you go. Good. All right, all these are variations on squatting, right? The extensions that we're doing is kind of like, I would equate that to like hanging because you're extending, right? I didn't really think about that until today after our conversation. This is similar to hanging, right? It's just not as much resistance, but these are squats. All right, coming back, step the left foot back in. Once you stabilize, you're even again. Gently lift the seat, turn the heels back out to parallel the sides of the mat, and just using hands supporting, just sway out your hips side to side so you can loosen up the hips a little bit. All right, come back to center with your hands supporting. Bend at the knees a little bit. Let the seat drop a little bit. Lift the head, lift the upper back. Now your spine is engaged. Shift the weight back toward the heels. Through the strength of the legs and a neutral spine, rise up. Once you come all the way up, extend the arms out and up. Take it into slight back bend, gently looking up. Then come back to neutral, and then side bend to the right. So all of these, neutralization for your spine and for your hips. Come back to center, side bend to your left. Back to center again. Step the left foot in towards center. Pick up the right, tree pose. Sole of the right foot to inner left leg. Try to take your foot above the knee joint if you can. If this is difficult for you to balance and tight for your hips, then you can go below the knee joint. What you never want to do is press your foot against the knee joint because you could push your knee joint out of place, right? Out of alignment. So above or below. Once you have that, arms up and out. And the gaze should be toward the floor at a fixed point so that that can help you to balance. And then Susan, let that right side open up to the side a little bit. There you go. All right, so not only are we looking to stand strong on the left leg with a vertical line, we're also looking for hip opening. The right thigh should be angling off to the side a little bit. And then you want to actively press your right foot in toward the inner left leg, back into your right foot. The stronger they press against each other, the more stable you become. All righty, let's break. Arms up, stepping your right foot down, release, and walk it out side to side. And that will help you neutralize your hips and your knees a little bit. All right, let's come back to center. Step the right foot in, pick up the left. Open up the knee to left side, grabbing that foot. Take your foot to your inner right leg above the knee joint or below the knee joint. Once you have that set, arms up and out, extending. Keep the gaze at any fixed point to help you to balance. All right, let's start to break. Take it back to center. Step the left foot down. Walk it out side to side. All right, let's come back to center. Stepping on the left foot. Pick up the right. Right hand to right knee. Left arm out to counterbalance. You have two choices. Open up the knee to the side here. Or if you have better extension, it's yogic toe lock. Extend the right leg forward and then open up the leg to the side. So you have two choices, full extension of the leg and yogic toe lock, or the hand to the right knee and keeping the right knee bent, holding here. All right, let's square back, stepping your right foot down, walk it out side to side. All right, so sometimes when we're balancing on one leg like that and we hold it for a while, it really compresses into the hip joint, right? So that's why walking it out side to side will help you decompress. Second side, stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee. Left hand to left knee, right arm out, or yogic toe lock and extend. Then start to open up the leg or the knee to the side. All righty, start to square back, stepping your left foot down, and then walk it out side to side. All right, we're going to amp it up. We're going to rotate here. Stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee. Left hand to the right knee. Right arm reaching back. Or left hand to the right foot, extend. Right arm reaching back to twist. Once you have your pose, whatever it is, you can make a choice of keeping the gaze looking forward, which is easier to balance, or start to look to the side and behind you if you want to challenge your balance. All right, start to break. Step the right foot back down, release, walk it out side to side. All right, second side, stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee. Right hand to your left knee, or the right hand to outer left foot, extend. Left arm reaching back to twist. Once you steady your balance, you can start to look to the side or look behind you. All right, so if you're struggling to balance, looking forward will always be easier than looking to the side or behind you. All right, let's start to break. Step the left foot back down, square back, walk it out side to side. All right, come back towards the front of the mat. Inhale, extend the arms forward, up and back into slight back bend. Then come up to vertical, bend at the knees. Let the hands come down. With your hands planted to the floor, walk your feet back to down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Step the left foot forward between your hands. Right knee comes down, crescent moon. If you need extra padding to your right knee, you can fold your mat right side towards center. If you're good directly on the mat, that's fine too. Once you have that, walk your hands to top of the thighs and then lunge your hips forward. So first measurement is, once you lunge your hips forward to your deepest, you want the shin to be vertical. Left knee lines up over the heel, vertical line. Then hands to top of the thighs, and then press your hands into your thighs, lean the upper torso back. This is the beginning of your back bend, gently looking up at a slight angle. Once you're set with that and you're pretty steady, then you're taking the arms up, Venus Mudra, index fingers pointed, and then interlacing all the other fingers, reaching up and back. So the hips are moving forward and the upper torso leaning back. That is your back bend, crescent moon. All right, release your hands to the floor to the inside of the left foot. Rotate your right heel back and tuck the toes under. All right, so we're all facing this way. You're going to rotate your right heel back. Left leg is 90 degrees. You're going to start to dig the left shoulder underneath your knee, and you can just place your hands to either side and bow forward. This could be enough. If you have more range of motion, right hand can grab the left ankle, right elbow coming down, and bow forward even more deeply. All right, make your way back up. Extend the left leg all the way out and turn the toes in a little bit so you can flatten the foot to the floor. Gate pose. Palms face up, arms are parallel to the floor, and then side bend to your left. Left arm over your left leg. Angela to the other direction. There you go. So this is your gate pose. It's a side bend. Inner left thigh stretch. Hip opener. Come back to center. Let's go the opposite direction. Right hand down. Left arm reaching to the back of the room. Take it back to center. A camel pose combination, hands to your lower back. Your palms are supporting your lower back, your fingers around the top of the glutes. Draw the elbows back in space, which broadens your chest. Lean the hips forward, activating your quads, and lean the upper torso back, gently looking up. You can stay here with your hands supporting. Or if you can reach your right hand to your right heel, left arm up, for the back bend. So this is your combination of a gate pose with a camel pose. Right? If it's too much of a reach, stay with your hands supporting to your lower back. Now, Daniel, if you tuck the right toes under, you might be able to reach your heel better. There you go. All right, let's take it back up. Step the left foot back in, rotate your toes forward. Let's come back to a pose. Hands to either side of the left foot. Rotate your right heel back and then lengthen over your left leg in a pyramid pose. Now, to the best of your abilities, you're going to lengthen your left leg. If you're not able to lengthen fully, then keep a slight bending of the knees, but keep your hands supporting. Right, so you're looking for a left hamstring stretch if you can reach it. And so, Rolando, you don't want to go too far, too wide though, because then you're going to split. It's harder. You want to walk it in, all right? And keep the knee bending a little bit and keeping both hands supporting. I think your legs are still too wide. Walk your feet in a little bit closer. There you go. Now, supporting with both hands, lengthen the front leg the best of your abilities. All right, if you're not able to, that's fine. Just keep working. All right, bend the front knee, half moon. Left hand forward, about a foot from your toes. A little bit off to left side, which means it's probably the corner of your mat on the left side. Tip forward to balance on the left leg, left arm, reach your right heel back, reach your right arm up. Oh, Angela, did you end up switching legs? Is that what happened? 2 more breaths. So, Rolando, if you start with your knees bent, and you step on the foot first and raise your back leg, then you can fully extend and you can balance. All right, we'll try it again on the second side. All right, start to bend your left knees, step the right foot all the way back, warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, chaturanga dog, down dog. So push up dog into a back bend, roll back into the down dog. Second side, right leg up. Step the right foot forward between your hands. Left knee comes down. So take extra padding to your left knee as you need. Hands to the top of the thighs, and then lunge your hips forward. Back knee comes down, Rolando. Good. And then lunging the hips forward so you can get the stretch into your left quads, into your left psoas. Then press your hands into your thighs and lean the upper torso back, gently looking up at a slight angle. Once you have all that set up, then you're ready to take the arms up, Venus Mudra. All right, start to take the hands to the floor, inside of the right foot. Then turn the left heel in, 90 degrees. And you want to tuck the toes under. Then right shoulder digs underneath your right knee. Hands to either side, and you can just bow forward here. If you have more range, left hand to grab the right ankle, left elbow coming down, and bow forward even more deeply. So Rolando, arm is to the inside of the right leg. Yes. And then underneath the knee, hands to either side. There you go. Right? Otherwise, your shoulder and the arm gets in the way, right? Or the knee gets in the way of your arms. And Divya, if you turn the back leg in this way, it'll give you better support. There you go. Right? Give you a rotation into your hips, which will make it easier for you to dig your shoulder under. All right, let's start to release. Make our way up into gate pose. You're going to stand on the left knee. Step the right foot out and turn the right toes in a little bit. You want to ground the right foot to the floor. Arms are parallel, palms are facing up. And then side bend over to the right. Right arm, right leg, left arm overhead. So this is a left side stretch. As you get also inner right thigh stretch. Take it back up, other direction. Left hand down, right arm overhead. Take it back up again. Camel pose, hands to your lower back. Your palms are supporting your lower back, your fingers around the top of the glutes. Draw the elbows back. Lean the hips slightly forward, lean the upper torso back, gently looking up. So this is supported camel pose combined with a gate pose. If you want to reach back for your heels, left hand to grab the left ankle or the left heel, right arm up and back. Now, if you tuck your left toes under, it'll be easier for you to reach for your left heel. All right, start to break, make your way back up. Walk your right foot back in. Rotate to take the hands to either side of the right leg. Rotate your left heel back. Pyramid. You're going to lengthen over the right leg and fold. And again, if your hamstrings are tight, a slight bending of the knee is perfectly fine. You can stay there and just with the intention of lengthening the front leg for the hamstring stretch. All right, start to bend the front knee, half moon. Right hand is forward from your right toes by about a foot, and then a little bit up to right side, so maybe it's the corner of your mat. Walk the weight forward. So if you keep your right knee bending until you tip the weight forward and the right leg supports, pick up the left, and then as you pick up the left leg, reach it back in space, lengthen out the right leg as well. Left arm reaching up. Good. Keep looking to the floor. That's okay. Keep looking to the floor so you can balance. Keep reaching left heel back. Once you can keep your knee bending a little bit if you need to, right? Because of the hamstring flexibility. Reach your left arm up. Now, once you start to feel steady, then you can lengthen your right leg. Maybe take your right hand a little bit further forward. Good. Good. All right. There you go. On the fingertips. On the fingertips. Strong on your fingertips. Lift the left leg. Then start to lengthen out the right leg as well. Which is hard. Which is hard. Okay. Right? If you have limited mobility in your hips and your hamstrings, that's going to make it very hard for your half moon. All right, let's break. Step it back, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor. Chaturanga, dog down, dog. Pigeon, left leg up. Draw the left knee in. Land that shin to floor. So notice you're in a pointed toe position. And you're standing on the shin, left thigh, angles out to left side, 30 to 45 degrees. With your hands supporting, inch your right knee further back so you can lower your hips some more, untuck the toes. Walk your hands back, lift the torso, elongate through your spine as you take the back bend, level out your hips. Once you're set, walk your hands forward. You can stay on your forearms, or if you can go lower, making pillows to the hands, resting your forehead. So what you're feeling is a nice left glute stretch and extension of the right leg. 3 more deep breaths. All right, begin to walk your hands back in, lifting your torso back up. Tuck the right toes under, press into your hands, lift the left shin, and walk it back to your down dog, and pedal out your legs. All right, when your front leg is in a position like that for a while, you lose some circulation possibly, coming out of the pose with some numbness. So you definitely want to move around, get some circulation back to your legs, and also move your joints around a little bit. All righty, second side. Come back to down dog, right leg up. Draw the right knee in, pointed toe position, land that shin to the floor. Right thigh should angle off to the side, 30 to 45 degrees. Inch your left knee further back so you can lower your hips, untuck your toes. Walk your hands back, lift the torso, coming into a nice back bend as you level out the hips, making sure you're nice and balanced. And once you're set, I think you're on the wrong leg. Yes. Vivian, yes. Oh, you did? I didn't even notice. I'm sorry. When you're ready, make your way forward. So yes, if you did the wrong one on the first side, you should definitely do the second side. I didn't notice on the first side. My fault. Knees. Yes, I forgot about that. Yes, much better option for you. Yeah, so if that's the case, you shouldn't take pigeon. You should just take this reclining position always. Yeah, but you shouldn't do one side and not the other. So you should just always on both sides just opt for this as your. And then Susan, do the other leg for a few breaths so that you can even out both sides. Yeah, good. You have about 3 more breaths. All right, let's start to break. Begin to walk your hands and your torso back up. Tuck the left toes under and press it back to the down dog, walking it out side to side. All right, come back to stillness. Walk your feet forward toward your hands and gently take your feet down. Extend the legs forward. Keep the right leg extending forward. Sole of the left foot in the right leg. Right hand to the floor for support. Left arm is up, so opposite arm and leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean forward to grab the foot, ankles, or your shins, whatever you can hold on to. If you tend to round the spine, I want you to think about lengthening your spine first before you forward fold. Now, maintaining that lengthy spine. Hinge at the hips, nice and slow. Go only as far forward in the forward fold as you can maintain a neutral spine. If you tend to round the spine a lot, you're losing the resistance. You're not going to get the stretcher you're looking for. So find the lengthiness and work there. If you don't need your right hand for support on the floor, take the other side of the foot and then see if you can progressively in the next few breaths Work deeper and deeper into the forward fold with a neutral spine, the best neutral spine as you can maintain. Right? As I always say, if you look at photographs of really expert practitioners, right, any forward fold, you're going to see very little of this roundedness. It's always going to be a more neutral spine as you fold, right? And that's because of years of practice of proper form and function, right? So make sure that you are always working with the best intention, right, to be as efficient in your poses as possible so you can get the most out of the poses. All right, starting to release, coming back up. Keep the legs as they are and twist to your left to neutralize. Come back to center, switch sides. Left leg extending, sole of the right foot, inner left leg. Left hand to the floor for support, right arm up, inhale. So this inhale straightens out your spine, right? Then as you lean forward, try to maintain that neutral spine. Once you reach your max, then you move your arm to grab your foot, your ankles, or your shins. Whatever you can hold on to. Re-lengthen because maybe you've already rounded. Exhale. Work to deepen with a neutral spine, hinging at the hips, drawing forward. Then, if you don't need your left hand on the floor for support, you can grab the other side of the foot. And then always with the intention of correcting, of lengthening, and then through the exhale, deepening. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, deepening. So progressively going deeper and deeper into the fold. And beginning to release. Inhale, coming back up. Keep the legs as they are, and then twist to the right. Draw back to center. Separate your legs again off your mat. Doesn't have to be the widest that you can take, but definitely pretty wide. With your hands, outer rotation, slightly back behind you. Then lift your chest, broaden your shoulders, gently looking up. So taking a back bend first before we come into the forward fold. Now, take the gaze looking forward. So now your neutral spine. And then with your fingertips pressing against the floor, use that resistance to lean the torso forward. So leading with your heart center forward, a neutral spine, the best you can. Once you feel like your spine is rounding, then you need to stop, re-lift, re-lengthen, and stay there for a few breaths. Allow your muscles to start to release and catch up. Once you take a few breaths, right, you might experience that you can get a little bit more depth. So you're going to go a little bit more. Then, once you reach your maximum, you're going to hold it again, take a breath or two. And then if you have a little bit more. Now, to some point, you can start to walk your hands forward and support with your hands forward. And then keep working for the forward fold with a neutral spine, the best of your abilities. If you can flatten to the floor, this is called pancake. Right? If you don't have the flexibility, that's okay. So again, it's better to have your hands back behind you than to forward fold with a rounded spine, right? So if you round the spine here and you feel yourself rounding, then take the hands back behind you and feel like you're lifting and drawing your shoulders back. This will give you the support you need and the alignment that you need to work efficiently and productively into a forward fold, into stretch of the lower back. Right, if you're doing this right, there should be a good amount of effort happening here to keep you lengthening, right? Because most of us will automatically go into roundedness because it's easy, right? You might as well take a nap, right? If you're not doing anything, you're wasting your time, right? You might as well go home and take a nap. So if you're going to spend time to work in this capacity, right? Let's be productive, right? So I always encourage for you to actually do something instead of go for the path of least resistance. All right, let's start to break. Walk your hands back in. With your hands to the inner thighs above your knees. Pull, and then your knees will bend. Soles of feet together. Let the feet come forward just a little bit so that you're creating a diamond shape. Now, this forward fold, you can go as easy as you want. You can grab the inner feet, or you can thread your arms underneath. In this one, you can round your back and just fold forward. So this is supposed to be very, very passive and to create space through the back bodies. And this to help you quiet your senses, quiet your mind. All right, starting to release. Make your way back up. Extend the legs forward. With your hands supporting, gently lower onto your backs. Once you're on your backs, keep the right leg extended and draw the left knee in toward the chest and hug that knee in. Recline twisting. Left arm can go out to a T position or can go downwards alongside the hips, alongside the body. And then you're going to twist to the right. Roll to the outer right leg, outer right hip. Keep your left arm, left shoulder blade flat to the floor as you rotate into your spine for the twist. Start to draw that left knee back to center. Switch legs, switch arms, and twist to the other direction. Right, keeping your right arm, right shoulder blade flat on the floor as you rotate to the outer left leg, outer left hip for the rotation of the spine. All right, draw that right knee back to center and hug both knees in. Even out both sides, stretching your lower back. All right, and then gently step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward, Shavasana, final relaxation. Let the feet separate slightly, toes turning out. Arms alongside the body, palms face up, eyes are closed, and let everything go. Beginning to draw your breath back in and start to move the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions. And then rolling over to the right side, come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Let's take your non-dominant shin on top so you can use your non-dominant side a little bit more. Let the palms face up. Fingers come to Jnana Mudra, reconnecting to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, a breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing in the practice. Inhale, come up. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here this morning. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. My name is Stephen Chang, coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand, as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through ubindi.com, and if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10, and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information on the bottom of the video, as well as my website, simhayoga.com. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you, and have a good day.